The $700 million contract that could ruin baseball. A little bit of background. We have a player from Japan in Major League Baseball. His name is Shohei Ohtani. Spent the first 6 years of his Major League Baseball career with the Los Angeles
Angels
of Anaheim, of Mighty Ducks, of California, of the World Angels.
Yeah.
He is like the first pitcher in many generations to be a competent hitter and a competent pitcher. An all-star level pitcher, definitely an all-star level hitter.
Yeah.
And so he completed his contracts with the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, of the Pacific Northwest, of North America, of the Western Hemisphere.
Yeah, I mean, then it's just ridiculous. They should have just stuck with Anaheim Angels. It was such a better name, but that is what it is. It's so
But
stupid.
Anaheim Angels is AA. You know what else is AA? Alcoholics Anonymous.
I mean, yeah, but to be fair, Angel games make you want to drink, so maybe that's why.
Now, he just completed this contract, and he was going in for free agency. And before he goes in for free agency, he tears his ulnar collateral ligament, has to have Tommy John surgery for the second time, and injures his oblique, swinging the bat after being diagnosed with the elbow injury. So there were a lot of speculation that he could sign for anywhere between $450 and maybe $600 million, or even take a short-term contract in the interim because he is not able to pitch due to the elbow surgery for all of 2024. Now, he claims he is going to be able to come back and pitch in 2025. Okay. Well, the free agency happened now. The injury could not have happened at a worse time. A bunch of teams reportedly are in the running. There were some false reports the day before he signed that he was going to the Toronto Blue Jays, and then there was a picture of Drake with a Shohei Ohtani jersey on social media, and everybody's like, uh-oh, that deal is cursed now. And then we get the news on Saturday, December 9th, 2023, that Shohei Ohtani signs for 10 years, $700 million. Now,
$70 million a year. That is an insane cap hit.
I mean, if they had we have a soft cap.
That's I know baseball and the Dodgers, it doesn't matter, but that's an extravagant amount of money for a guy that isn't going to be able to pitch. And let's be honest, like you said, it's his second Tommy John. Will he ever be able to be a reliable starter at this point, or will he just have to be a guy that you load manage with the pitching? Now, he's a fantastic hitter. He's an MVP level hitter. Let's not get that twisted. Him and Trout, it's a travesty. Only the Angels could fuck that up with two generational type players and be so dog shit everywhere else on the field. Let's just make that very clear, right? Because Otani would have stayed with the Angels if they decided, like, oh, let's actually build a team, or let's actually know how to develop prospects. That's a whole different conversation. But Otani is an amazing ball player. I don't think either of us are saying that he's, like, not great. But they're paying him stupid money on the premise that he's going to be a pitcher and a hitter. Whereas his body's already starting to break down. With a lot of these Japanese athletes, their body breaks down quite a bit because in their younger years, those Japanese teams use the crap out of them. I mean, even in high school, like, it's not out of the realm of possibility, like 130, 140 pitches. It's just workhorsing. That's the mentality over there. And he's already breaking down. So it's shocking, because I can understand if this deal happened like a year ago, right? I still don't think it'd be a good one, but it's like he's literally just getting Tommy John surgery now. He won't be able to pitch next season. So you're paying him $70 million for his offensive production, which he's a damn good hitter, but $70 million worth? That's kind of crazy.
And, man, thinking, one of the things I thought about, man, is, this is a really stupid signing. And everybody that I talked to about it after the signing was announced was like, this dude is going to, like, have a steep drop off 4 or 5 years into the contract. Like, he is not, Right now, he is not a $70 million a year player. Right now. Do you know how I know this, Cap?
How is that?
Because we've had teams go to the playoffs and be World Series caliber on total payroll amounting to $70 million. And you know what? The Angels don't even come anywhere near close to making the playoffs.
Yeah.
So, you already said it. 2 generational talents.
Yep.
Mike Trout. Shohei Ohtani.
Yep.
And you're out of it by August. You're mathematically eliminated by August.
I mean, it feels like more like it's May there.
Right, but the dude could pitch once every 5 days, Cap, right?
Correct.
And let's say he won every one of those starts. It's still only 20% of the games.
Mm-hmm.
And the dude bats around, 305. That means 69.5% of the time, he's making it out and going back to the dugout.
Yeah.
Like, the guy was batting 800, it would be different. He's he's an upper level hitter, and he is an upper level pitcher. But baseball, you have a roster of 26 players.
Yep.
He's one of 26, $70 million a year. And the thing that why I say it's the contract that can ruin baseball. And here's where this is really where because if it's just the Dodgers pissing away their money, it's one thing.
Mm-hmm.
But it's what it does to the free agent market. We had 2 of the oldest pitchers in Major League Baseball get signed by my dumbass Mets for $43.5 million per year.
Yep.
Until today, Major League Baseball has not had a $45 million AAV contract, a $50 million AAV contract, 55, 60, or 65.
Yep.
We went from $43.3 million a year straight to 70.
And you want to know why that is, though? And this is how the Dodgers are going to justify it. Oh, because he's a pitcher and a hitter. So he can technically play every single game, which the Angels didn't even do. They had to give him rest days, right? Because there's just so much the human body can take, right? You're pitching. And Otani is a throwback, right? To the older days where, like, you had guys even like Babe Ruth. Well, I know he's one of the greatest hitters of all time. But he was also a nasty pitcher. Like, you had, like, it was a thing that you'd have your best players would also pitch as well. But it's the game has changed. And also, you know, like I said, 1 player, 2 players even, isn't going to help you win a World Series. You need to have a well-constructed roster. Now, with the Dodgers, right, they've had good teams. I'm not saying there's a chance that they, you know, couldn't go deep this year or next. But, for the future of these contracts, this is not good because if I'm an MVP type candidate, right, and I'm looking what Otani gets, am I worth 40, 50 mil, 60 mil? Like, where does this go now? Because if Otani can't pitch anymore, and I'm not saying he won't be able to, but let's say he's not as effective of a pitcher, couldn't a player that's putting in really good offensive numbers or even just really good pitching numbers argue, well, technically I'm more valuable than him, right? Does that happen? I don't know. It's a massive leap, and there's a lot riding on hoping that Ohtani doesn't just fall off and become irrelevant in well, not really, but he just diminishing returns in 5-6 years. Because I agree with you. I think probably around after the 5-6 year mark, it's not going to look good. Like Albert Pujols towards the end of his days did not look great. A lot of these bigger contracts, when you sign, like Manny Ramirez back in the day, did not look good. Obviously, the contract hits weren't as big as they are with this deal. But these contracts usually don't age well when you sign them to 10-year deals because they're going to regress. I mean, yeah, I think this is not a very good deal for the Dodgers. I think for the next 4 or 5 year window, they're going to get prime Ohtani, and they're going to be in the conversation of a World Series champion or a contender, I should say. But I don't know. I don't know what the next contracts are going to be due to this.
Well, I'll go a step further, Cap, and say they're not getting prime Ohtani even in year 1 because he can't pitch. So you're not getting Fair. A $70 million player unless the dude bats 600 and hits 140 home runs. You're not even getting what is supposed to be the value of him. And the thing is, coming off that UCL surgery, we don't know who he's going to be. For all we know, his pitching days could already be over. For all we know. So for me, I look at it as it's like, okay, he gets in that lineup. Is he more likely to bat 300 or 270? Probably closer to 300 than 270. But if he only bats 276 for the year, and you get these other players that are batting 281, and they're making $12 million a year. Now we've got Soto, which the Yankees made a terrible trade to get Juan Soto. A terrible trade. Gave up a whole lot, and the dude did not even commit to signing with them long term. Gave up a whole bunch of pitching prospects and their longtime fan favorite catcher in Higashioka.
Yep.
Now, Soto is looking at all of this. Soto will not sign for $500 million right now because he wants to get his, cocksuck basically around the league the way Otani did. He wants to have everybody shower all this love and affection on him because he's a diva. And now, if Soto hits, let's say he gets the home run title and hits 74 home runs, being protected by Aaron Judge in the Bronx, hitting in that little league outfield that they have over there in right field, right?
Stadium,
A pop-up behind second base is a home run in that stadium.
I think me and you could become 20 home run hitters in that park.
So imagine if he hits for a similar average and a little bit more power. The dude's going to be asking for $75, $80 million a year. And then the Mets failed to sign Pete Alonso early. And the dude is going to hit 187, but hit 50 home runs and say, well, I want $600 million. Like, where the worst player on your team is going to ask for $20 million a year.
That's a fact.
Like, the thing, and why I say it can ruin baseball, I'm telling you, man, like, you're not going to get the same amount of money in the sport of baseball because the television contracts just aren't there because people are cord cutting. Major League Baseball wants to go more towards streaming. Do you really think that those streaming rights are going to be anywhere as lucrative as the old TV deals were?
No.
I mean, Bally Sports is fucking crumbling because they can't even pay the teams the fees that they're supposed to pay them for every season to carry the broadcasts.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to be very interesting to see how this... Now, this is the one thing. Do owners put their foot down after this deal and be like, no. That was an outlier. I'm not going to pay you that much. That's another thing. I'm just saying, playing devil's advocate here. They could be like, well, that guy was supposed to do both. That's a very outlier type contract. Like, no, we're not giving it. Like, unless you have good owners completely reject that, things could get pretty awkward pretty close. I wouldn't be surprised if the Mets decided, sign Roger Clemens out of retirement for a good $70 million as well to kind of add to their poor contracts. Sign
Darryl Kyle out of the grave for a $57 million a year contract. Okay.
Oh man,
Darryl Kyle. He was one of my favorite pitchers. I just thought it was terrible. I do think that it's I do think that, you say, hey, what if the owners, pull their head out of their ass? You know why they won't, Cap? Remember that time that a player signed for $250 million a year in Alex Rodriguez by the Texas Rangers, and we all thought, wow, that is insane, will never happen again. Then Mike Stanton came. And look at what he puts up now, right?
True.
How many players in Major League Baseball have contracts that are way beyond that 10-year deal that he signed, and then the 10-year, $275 million contract he signed with the Yankees to stay on, and then use PEDs with them. That's true.
But I think that kind of wraps up the segment because you got to get back to the first one.
So guys, in the comments section, definitely let us know. What do you think about the richest contract in the history of North American pro sports? And what do you think will be the outcome long term for not only Major League Baseball, but the other pro sports in the country. Definitely drop that in the comments below.
Also, Dodgers, if you are watching this, I will take 70 million all day. So just letting you know, I'm available. So, all right.
Absolutely, man.